Welcome to Guaranteed Adventures, where the stories might change, but the adventure is guaranteed. This is part 2 of our Maplewood finale. Last time, our adventurers ran through the Scorched Grove and came upon the true tenders trying to summon back Hasslepaw. We ended with the party rolling initiative. And let's just go for it. So, at the top of the initiative order, the portal starts to glow brighter and kind of undulate, and you see like waves of energy go around it, and out shoots a... Oh, nice.
Oh, dear.
Sorry.
Out shoots your worst nightmare.
Your worst nightmare.
Tim goes, ooh, I wasn't expecting to roll that. This is a bad mechanic.
Okay. You guys see coming out of this portal is so you've been passing some like smaller motes of fire that are coming out, and as you're getting closer to the portal, the motes are starting to get bigger and bigger, and out of this portal pops an aspect of fire, and so it is a large, just like flaming being that kind of comes out of there. And you all hear in your minds, you hear,
"Oh, right off the bat, a taste of what's in store for the rest of Maplewood. Let's see how you guys deal with this."
And this aspect of fire will...
Can't chase all of us because we went 4 different directions.
Can't chase all of it, yep. But what he can do, he has magma throw. So he, I think, will lock onto Jean and kind of form out of his like side this just molten rock and chuck it at you. I need you to make a dexterity save, please. DC 14. 5. So you just get hit with this molten rock, and you'll take 12 fire damage as it kind of slams into you. Up next, got Quill.
Okay, so let me just get the lay of land. So we have 4 corners. I'm running towards one of them.
Yep.
There are tenders surrounding a device.
Yep.
Is there a bubble around them?
Yes.
Okay.
The bubble, yeah, you can kind of tell, now that you guys are closer, you can tell that the devices are definitely powering this bubble that's around the tenders.
Okay.
The aspect of fire is kind of floating right now on top and focused on Jean.
So yeah, I'll run to the device. I have 35 feet of movement. I'll get there. Can I make a check on it to see if do I need to break it, or is there a way to shut it off?
What kind of check do you want to make?
To me, I'm thinking either Arcana or Investigation. I mean, one of those is better for me, but depending on how you would...
No, whichever one.
I'll do Investigation.
Okay. Yeah, make an investigation check.
13.
As you're kind of looking at it, you're pretty confident after studying it here that you could probably find a way to shut it off, but it's not coming to you right away.
Okay.
So you're like, I think there's a way, because thinking back on the teleportation device, thinking about like watching the raccoon engineer kind of like manipulate that, you're like, it's pretty similar, so maybe, but it's not quite there. So.
Would you consider that an action or of any kind?
That's a
free thing?
Since you failed, that's a free action.
Okay. Then I guess I will take all 4 shots.
Okay.
Against it.
Against the
device.
The device? Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
And, well, I'll see how much damage I can do and then see what happens.
Okay.
11.
Okay. That does not hit. Well, it hits, but it doesn't do like significant damage.
What about a 21?
Yep, that would for sure hits.
What about a 15?
15 does hit. Yep.
Then a 16 hits also.
A 16 hits.
So 3 hits.
3 hits.
I'm assuming I don't get sneak attack because it's an object.
It's an object.
Yeah, I never saw you coming.
Yeah, it's blind.
I will always argue for sneak attack because I'm a rogue.
You want me to roll the damage individually or?
Yeah, roll the damage individually.
Okay, so for the first attack, I get to add an extra d8 because of Dread Ambusher. 12 damage.
Okay.
8 damage.
Okay.
Then 9 damage.
Okay. Yeah, as you're shooting your quills in there, you can tell that one of them really like dislodge something.
Okay.
And the other ones like are embedded in there, and so the stream going from the device to the bubble is starting to like flicker a little bit, but it's still like the bubble's still up.
Did all of them actually do damage?
No.
Okay. So did the first one do damage?
Yes.
Okay.
Next up we have Bertram.
Woo! So gliding over, did I make it towards one of the devices?
Yes.
Cool.
So you were like just past the center of the portal when the aspect of fire appeared.
Okay. So I would like to, I guess, as a bonus action, go into a rage.
Perfect. Love it. Yep.
Yeah, we're gonna go into a frenzy as well with this one. At least, like, how firmly does this machine seem planted in the ground?
It seems like it's a pretty hefty machine. Like, it might be able to be moved, but it would take a pretty strong person.
Okay. How confident do I feel in that?
Good.
Yeah. Yep, I'm going to try to, like, just pick it up and just chuck it into the, I guess, see what happens to the barrier after I pick it up.
Okay.
First.
Yeah, make an athletics check.
Cool. So 14.
14. You bear hug this thing, and you just strain and strain, and it doesn't quite do anything, and you hear in your mind,
Oh, not quite strong enough. Sorry.
Would that count as an attack, or would that be the action to do that?
I'd say that's a free action since you failed.
Okay.
You're being very generous.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm gonna see how many free actions I can get.
If that's the
Keep trying things up. Oh, I failed at it.
Oh no!
You get one free action from me
I failed my attack. Do I get is that my free action or?
at my discretion.
So just him taunting me in the words like, "Nah, this is better anyway," and I'm just going to start smashing it with my hammer.
Yes. Go for it.
15 to hit.
Okay. Yeah, that hits.
That is a 16.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah, they both
Sweet.
hit.
So both hit. 9 damage.
Okay.
7 damage.
7 damage. Yeah. So you are just like wailing at this thing. You hit it twice, and you start denting it in certain areas, but the stream going to the bubble doesn't flicker at all or anything. It just kind of stays there. It seems like you're denting more cosmetic stuff on it. Clover.
Okay, before I hit the ground while I'm still in the air, am I still in the air when Jean gets hit with his magma ball?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll look at Jean and see if he's looking at me. Or if he happens to look up and see me. I'd probably yell, Jean!
We?
And I'll call on the power of the shard to let you roll a hit dice.
Nice.
And then I'll crash into the ground. So there is no immediately evident shard on this device. Is that accurate?
Correct.
Okay. Then I am... And it looks very solid.
Yes.
Then I want to grab my mess kit out of my backpack that I've had since character creation.
Yes.
And in my mess kit is a tin box that can double as a cooking pan and a shallow bowl.
Perfect.
And it's basically a beam of light shooting out from this thing, right?
Yeah.
I want to take my pan and basically try to block the light and reflect it back at the device.
Oh, awesome. Okay, yeah. Let's have you make... Or what kind of check do you want to make for that?
No idea.
Let's see. Let's maybe do an Arcana check, I think, to try and like direct that magical beam.
Sleight of hand?
Sleight of hand?
I'll roll Arcana if that's what you want.
We'll try Arcana first.
Arcana is 7.
7. So you put the bowl in front of it, and it starts to like bounce back at the beam. Or back at the machine, but then it just kind of reflects back towards the bubble. Okay. So it kind of seems like it's automatically like just whatever energy is coming at it, it's flinging it back towards the bubble to help power that.
Okay.
So kind of like an energy transfer machine more than anything else.
So breaking the beam doesn't stop it.
Right. It just finds another way to get.
Is the energy like coming out of a hole?
Yeah. There's a little hole that's coming out there.
Okay. Is that my action, or is that my free action?
No, free action.
Since I failed.
Since you failed, free action.
I'll jam a knife in the hole.
Okay, perfect. Make a sleight of hand check for this one.
24.
24. Yes. Nice.
I rolled a 17.
Yeah. So you jam the knife into the hole, and you can see that the light stops. Like, the bowl didn't stop the light,
Sure.
but the light stops when you jammed it in there. And it starts to kind of like, the machine starts to vibrate a little bit and starts shaking.
I'll just, like, move away, like, dive and roll.
Nice. And then your knife just gets disintegrated, and there are cracks that form in this machine. And it's like there's now light shooting out of this machine, as well as light still shooting into the bubble. So,
Nice.
All right.
so after Clover, after your turn, you all again hear in your mind, you're like,
Oh, you clever little squirrel. Well, looks like I might have to maybe take on a little bit more of a hands-on approach here.
and I need you all to make wisdom saves.
18.
Nice.
15.
15.
11.
11. So, Clover, you save. Everybody else will take 7 psychic damage. Quill,
Yes.
as everybody's kind of taking this like psychic attack damage, you all start to glimpse a memory, and you're like, wait, this isn't. But Quill, it is one of your memories from your childhood. So what does everybody see of Quill as a child?
Quill was an orphan and was raised essentially in the order as well, and because he didn't have a lot of connections, it was easier for him to not care about a lot of things. And so I think there was some easier for him to separate himself from tasks and people. And I think that's kind of how he originally got started in the shade a little bit, of being sent to the mission of essentially ending people and not thinking of them as people.
Yeah. So one of the this specific memory comes up, and it's one of your classes that you're kind of sitting in on, and it's talking a little bit more about maybe the psychology of, or the psychological break that some people in the shade have to like train to go through that, and it just kind of came naturally to Quill, and your teacher afterwards kind of pulls you aside and, Quill, you must think about what you are doing. Because this, in your test answers, it's become apparent that you're very good at this at your age, which is surprising for someone like you, someone of your age. You should not be able to disassociate this much.
It's easier. It's easier to just let go.
Let's go talk to the counselor. So, and that's kind of where the memory ends for everybody. But you all kind of had this feeling of like, how different am I? Like, am I actually, like, am I supposed to be this? Is there something wrong with me? Is there something like, am I not like everybody else? And you know it's not from you, but that's kind of the emotional pull that you get. And the voice in your head says,
Oh, I suppose being unique has its advantages and disadvantages.
Jean, you're up. You just got hit by a magma rock.
John's gonna just like look up the magma or the flame entity and just be like, "You wait your turn," and then he runs towards the device and just starts wailing on it. 15?
Yeah, 15 hits.
And that was a 9.
Yep, that does not hit.
16 damage.
Nice. Yeah. So yeah, you take and you just swing your halberd into it, and it gets wedged like deep down into this machine, and you have a little bit of a trouble like getting it out. You can start seeing some like sputters of light shooting out from that crack that you made in there. Back at the top of the initiative, again, the portal starts kind of that pulsing that it has, and a bright flash. Out of that comes a big swarm of ember bats, and they kind of swing out, and you all hear in your head,
Oh, who should I go for next? I think, oh, that one's looking a little damaged.
and so then the swarm of ember bats goes right towards Clover. Does a 17 hit?
Yeah, I think so.
You take 5 piercing damage.
Ha! I will uncanny dodge to have it.
Yeah, to have it. Yeah, so you take 2 damage.
Are they hanging around me?
They are, yeah. They're kind of like swinging around, like biting at you and kind of harassing you in that way. Next up, we have Quill.
Seeing as my Quill's going to do a ton of damage against it, I will attempt to see if I can find the button again.
Make an Arcana check this time.
7.
7. Yeah, you're kind of searching around there, and you kind of think you found a little button, and you press it, and it's just a dried leaf that kind of falls off.
Great. Cool.
So, since you failed your check there, you can make some attacks.
All right. I will use my bonus action to cast Hunter's Mark on the Ember Bats.
Okay, nice.
And then I will take 2 attacks against them.
Yeah.
Does an 11 hit?
It does not.
Does a 13 hit?
Yes.
Do I get sneak attack because there's people right next to it?
Yeah, you do.
That's what we got to do is just attack each other's devices.
Yes. Ooh, that was a good roll. 14 damage.
14. Nice.
Oh, wait. And Hunter's Mark. Hold on. 15 damage.
15 damage. Nice.
Roll the 1.
Yeah, they're you with those quills, like you were able to line up like one of the most perfect shots. Not a critical shot, but a really good shot.
Okay.
And you took out like half of these things.
Like a back bob.
Okay.
Pretty much. Yeah.
I want to think very loudly. Thanks, Quill.
You hear Clover, you hear in your head.
Doesn't quite work that way, but good try.
It was worth a shot.
Do we all hear that, though?
Yeah, everybody hears that.
He should thank me.
All right, I skipped the Aspects of Fire's turn, and so it's going to go now. And he does not get his Molten Rock back. So instead, he's going to kind of float, kind of fire on over to Jean, and he's going to attack you with just a Molten Fist. But he rolls a 2. He just whiffs and misses that. But he is right up in your biscuits now. Bertram.
Bertram sees all the conflict going on around him, but he still has only one thought in mind. Smash.
Yeah. Perfect.
And so he kind of loudly thinks, must smash. He'll say, watch this out loud. And he just brings the hammer down twice at least. We'll see how many times I can hit this thing.
Yeah.
Because I have 3 attacks thanks to being in a frenzy. 2 regular attacks plus 1 bonus action attack. 16.
16 hits.
17.
17 hits.
18. Ironic.
Believe it or not, they all hit.
All right. So then 12.
12.
10.
10.
13.
13. Nice. Yeah. So you are right up on this machine, and you're just wailing on it. All of your attacks hit. You notice that your previous attacks hit just like cosmetic stuff. And you're like, oh, you kind of get a sense of, I know how this machine works.
Not there, not there.
Yeah, it's like a battleship where you're just like, okay, nope, not there, not there. Here we go.
That's giving Bertram a lot of intelligence.
Well, we'll say this. His first attack, like, you hit, and some light starts shooting out from that area. You're like, oh, perfect, I'll just hit there. And you just keep whacking that thing.
That's probably more appropriate.
Oh, that's awesome. So you, on your third hit, your hammer just goes straight through it. And this thing just, like, implodes. This machine is like... And you see, so the beam going from the machine to the bubble stops. And you see about a quarter of the tenders that are in there just drop down. Oh. They just kind of fall down. And so the bubble starts to flicker for a little bit, but then it stabilizes again. And you hear in your head,
Oh. Well.
You're like them apples.
Well, I might have to show you my apples later. Well, it looks like I have someone new to focus on.
Bring it.
And we'll go to Clover.
So we all heard what he just thought,
yes.
right? Okay.
Yes.
I'm going to... So having realized that, I mean, he seems to only be able to pay attention in one area. I'm gonna completely ignore the ember bats that are swarming around me.
Okay.
And try to jam another knife into one of the cracks that I've opened up.
Yeah. Make a. You could do. Last time was sleight of hand. I guess we could do sleight of hand again.
It's the same as my attack,
Okay.
if it matters.
Perfect.
19.
19. Yes, you jam your knife into there, and because it was already like an opening, like your knife sticks in there, and it kind of stutters, but it doesn't quite like do enough to bust it open.
Okay. Does it feel like it's closer?
It is closer, yes.
Okay. Can I use my bonus action to jam another knife in?
Sure.
That is a 12.
A 12. If somehow you're able just to like Robin Hood your other knife that was in there, and you just like stab it through the handle of the of the one, and it doesn't quite do much.
I also want to think at the voice.
Yeah.
So, looks like your inventions weren't quite as hardy as you thought they might have been.
Ooh. He will take a moment and be like,
Well, I suppose we all have flaws every once in a while. My flaws are dead now, though, so...
Yeah, yourself included.
Oh, I am far from dead.
and with that, another pulse of psychic energy goes out. And this time I need you all to make intelligence saves.
Oh, no. 21.
15.
6.
0.
Oh, no. Well, again, everyone except Clover fails. And you guys take 9 psychic damage this time. And...
Can I use a reaction here?
Ooh, yes. Yes, you can.
So I'm going to channel the power of the crystal that was in me, and as I guess not knowing where to stare, just kind of stare into the portal itself, but kind of try to give it a glare as I take damage. I don't know if he even says anything. He just kind of gives it just like this look of just like knowing that what he did to that machine, and just like,
you're next.
Yeah, basically.
Nice.
Just all visuals, no verbals.
Yes. Go ahead and give me a luck check. Just a straight D20 roll.
15?
15, perfect, yeah. So you think that at the machine, and you can feel this. Nobody else can see it, but you feel kind of that psychic energy leaving your body as you took that damage, and it kind of reflects off of the bubble, but it reflects right towards Otis's machine, Clover's machine, and that machine just explodes, and the shards just like go everywhere. Woo. And another like quarter of so half of the tenders that were inside the bubble are now dropped down, and you start hearing,
This can't be happening. It can't be happening. We're so close. We're so close.
Everything starts to fade. And Jean, what is a memory from Jean's past that you see?
I think you would start with seeing him in like an office. He's a child, and his dad is there, and his dad is yelling at him, saying that he'll never be good enough because his dad doesn't like Jean that much. So he's just yelling at Jean, being like, "You're failing all your classes. You're only good at martial arts. You have to be able to know how to do intelligent stuff too.
It takes much more to be a moose knight than just swing a halberd."
Just kind of like blankly looking at him, kind of sad, and then he's going to open the door, walk out, and then he's going to see a young Quill just reading one of his books, and John's just going to go up to him and just put his hand on his head and just start talking to him.
Love that. Everybody sees that memory, and you start to feel kind of a maybe, and you can correct me maybe if I'm wrong, Jean, but like a sense of like not living up to expectations, not quite like, not necessarily like I want to impress this person, but just like I didn't want this, that type thing. And you hear the voice in your head that says,
Yes, I know disappointment. I know what that feels like. My partner didn't catch the vision. Didn't see what could it be with all of us. With all of this. And, unfortunately, he had to go.
Oh, I think he saw exactly what you could be.
Did he?
now in your mind you start to see another memory that kind of comes up, but this one's kind of coming in like little spurts, and you see a red squirrel and a raccoon that are kind of talking back and forth. The raccoon is very excitedly explaining,
if we just had the right elemental forces, I think we could crack into these crystals or these shards and really take this power for ourselves. I think we could do that.
And the squirrel says, "Yeah, I mean, I think so. Maybe we could probably do that." And the raccoon says,
"Beckett, we can do this. I just need you to go out and get me something that gives us elemental powers, or something that gives an elemental push."
"Okay, Hasslepaw, but we got to be careful. We don't want to rush this too much." And he's like,
Beckett, you're always the careful one. We'll be fine."
And we are going to move on to Jean.
I'm going to look at the fire entity again and be like, "I told you to wait your turn." And then he's going to keep smacking the machine.
Okay.
13?
13 does not hit.
15.
15 hits.
10.
10. Nice. Yeah. So you find a little bit of a weak spot and just you slash your halberd right into it. And again, that beam going from the to the bubble kind of fizzles a little bit, but it then connects and reconnects there. But you can see there is a little bit of a glow coming from inside. So you're kind of I think I know where to hit that next. All right, at the top of the initiative, we have another pulse of energy from the portal, and out pops a ash snake. Starts winding its way out and pops down on the ground and kind of swivels its head around. And in all of your minds, you hear,
there he is.
And just darts right after Bertram. And the Ember Bats and the Aspect of Fire will also kind of go to Bertram. So, Jean and Clover, if you want to take attacks of opportunity, you can.
22.
22, nice. Yeah, that hits.
16.
16 hits.
Do I get my sneak attack on a swarm?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because the swarm is essentially
one.
Yeah.
11 damage.
11 damage to the aspect.
I probably have a dagger out instead of my short sword right now. 13 to the bats.
13 to the bats. Okay. The last couple of bats that were flying around, flying towards Bertram, you just slash them down as they're running away. So the swarm is gone. But this ash snake comes up to you and will make a couple of attacks against you.
No.
24 and a 23.
Oh yeah, that totally missed it.
Yeah, perfect. So it deals you 22 bludgeoning damage.
Bludgeoning, sweet. That gets halved because I'm raging.
And yep, to 11, and you are grappled.
Oh boy!
So you cannot. Your speed is 0. It has no effect on your attacks though yet.
Mm-hmm. I'm not locked in here with you. You're locked in here with me.
The aspect of fire is coming at you as well. Oh my goodness! You rolled another 2.
Can I hold this ash snake up where he's about to punch?
Flavor-wise, yes. Mechanically, no. Oh. Since you're the one being grappled. Yeah. All right. Quill.
Okay, I'm going to give up on my device.
Okay.
I just can't hack it, literally. So the two creatures, the ash snake and the aspect, are at Bertram now.
Correct.
We have 2 devices down.
Correct.
Okay, I am going to kind of move away from my device, just so that way I get away, kind of get closer to where Bertram is. Use my bonus action to move my Hunter's Mark to the aspect, and I'm going to take 2 attacks against him.
Do it. And you do get sneak attack.
Yep. Cool. I'm going to assume that 11 does not hit.
11 does not hit.
Does an 18 hit?
18 hits, yeah.
Okay. 8 damage.
8 damage, nice.
Oh, wait. Add another 8 to that.
Whoa, all right.
16 damage.
16, nice. Yeah, you deal a lot of damage to this aspect of fire. That it starts kind of like coiling up, and like the flames are getting less consistent in how it's acting. So
Cool.
Bertram, you are grappled.
Yes, I am.
Yes.
I can still hit the snake, though, right?
Yeah, you can still hit
Cool.
the snake.
Then whack, whack, whack. We're just going to bonk it on the head.
Whack
3 times.
away. Whack away.
15 to hit. First swing.
15 hits, yeah.
That is an 8 to hit, so
Nope.
that's probably not going to do anything. Third attack is a 25.
Yeah, yep. 2 of those hit.
I'm going to go ahead and use my Savage Attacker feat.
Okay,
'cause
what
I
does
keep
that do?
forgetting to do that. So I can re-roll any damage type once per turn.
Hey, there
I
you
keep
go.
forgetting to do that, or I'm just like, I'm going to wait for the next turn. Oh, I rolled an 8 on that turn.
Yeah.
Well, never mind.
There you go.
So,
Do you get to choose take the better?
yes,
or,
take the better of the 2.
Nice.
So I'm going to take the 13 of the 2.
Nice. Good call.
Yep. Second hit. Should have used it here. That is 6 damage.
6 damage. Oh,
That was a 1 on the dice.
poor Bertram. Yeah, you're still grappled, but you. How are you hitting this thing?
I'm just kind of more just like, just like kind of. I imagine I'm kind of like got my arm with the warhammer free. I'm just kind of more just like trying to swing it over. Just like it probably looks a bit clumsy. I
Yeah.
mean, a goose wielding a warhammer in itself is probably pretty clumsy.
But
But
like
it just
like Fix It Felix and Wreck-It Ralph, just like ping ping ping.
kind of, yeah, it's more just like like it's more of a struggle, like I got it, yeah, close enough to the head, yeah.
Nice. I love it. Clover.
Okay. I'm going to look at Bertram
Yeah.
and yell, Bertram!
Yes,
And I'll use my shard ability to let you heal a hit dice.
thank you.
Nice.
I'm questioning whether I want to run down and try to help you or do something more reckless, but probably going to go with the reckless.
Cool. That is 9 points of damage that I healed there.
Hey,
So-
there you go. Nice.
Okay, and Quill, you were attacking the aspect.
I was, yes.
Okay. Were you still at your device? Or at the...
I moved just a little bit closer towards Bertram, so
Okay.
I'm near the device, but not at the device.
I'm going to leave Bertram to you then. And I'm going to sit down. I'm going to put my knives away. I'll put the sword that I've got in my lap, and I'm just going to sit down cross-legged and close my eyes and start thinking about, like, one of the first things you got to learn when you're learning to run cons and stuff is getting inside people's heads and how they think.
Yeah.
So I want to try to leverage this mental connection with Hasslepaw and basically sneak my way into his head.
Okay.
With the ultimate goal of seeing if I can force a memory that will show us how to effectively shut this down.
Yes. Oh, I love it. Okay. Make a. Ooh. Let's do persuasion or like even deception.
They're both +9.
I could see that like as a stealth, trying to like.
I don't want to be
maneuver your
like I
way
don't want to
in.
be super forceful, but like I don't want to try to overpower his mind because I don't think I'm strong enough to do that.
Right.
But I
Yeah.
just want to think how he thinks and just work my way into his mind and see if I can
Yeah.
learn something useful.
Yeah. I think deception. Yeah. Go ahead and make a deception check.
Bad roll, but that's a 14.
14. Okay. Yeah. With that, you establish a connection.
Okay.
You kind of are thinking. You're feeling this connection that you had when he talks, and kind of that feeling that evokes, and you're kind of grasping onto that feeling. And through that, you're able to kind of weasel your way in a little bit, and you don't think you have a strong enough hold yet to influence anything, but you've got a little toehold in there, so you kind of start there. But I will say since you're kind of focusing on this, you will be vulnerable to attacks
That's what
if
I
any
figured.
come against you. So, okay.
That makes sense.
Sweet. After Otis, Hasslepaw now sends out another psychic attack. And let's do Constitution save for this one.
Can I, before I roll this,
Yeah.
is there anything with my toehold that I can use to attempt to redirect this in any way?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Not yet.
6.
6. Okay, 6 for Clover. Jean,
16.
16.
16 for me, but can I use one of my legendary resistances for Clover?
Ooh, yes. Yes,
Okay.
you can. Okay, so Clover passes.
Honestly, I'm almost at full health, but I appreciate it.
Well, I don't want
Yeah.
your memory. Like, to me, I think I want to protect your mind in this attack.
Sure.
So that way you can fully focus on it versus it focusing on you.
Good call. Good call. Bertram.
What was it again?
Constitution.
Save. Oh, good. That's a 9 then.
A 9. So everybody but Clover again.
I did 16.
Oh, yes. Oh. Yeah, that works.
Okay.
So you guys were both 16.
Yes.
Okay. So
Bertram.
only Bertram fails.
Woo! Nothing I'm good at.
So Bertram, you take another 9 points of psychic damage.
Yep.
Good thing you got those 9 from me.
Yep.
And this time, I think, so you can feel when somebody is taking damage through this kind of psychic connection you guys all have, because it's all of a sudden focused on one mind. And typically that's been a mind that you get a memory from. This time, it kind of fades out, and Clover, a memory starts fading in, and you immediately recognize this memory.
I have just left the circus. Well, not just, but recently. I've set out on my own, knowing that the circus has joined up with the bandit coalition, and they've started down a road of violence and aggression that I can't follow. So I snuck out on my own, and for a while I've been traveling with a group. And one of the members of this group is a Maple Leaf, who is very excited to be heading to Marshview for his first assignment. He's excited to be delivering a message that he says is very important. And one day, while we're traveling, we're attacked by bandits, and they rapidly overwhelm us. Start mowing people down left and right. There's chaos and panic. Almost everyone in the group turns to run. I turn to run. And I find a spot to hide up in a tree, and I look down and see the Maple Leaf standing alone. He's drawn his sword and his shield, and he's fighting. And he's taking down bandit after bandit, but he's also taking blow after blow. And he single-handedly holds them off so that everybody else can get away. But ultimately, the bandits overwhelm him, and he falls dead to the ground. The bandits take some things and leave the dead bodies and hurry off to report to their bosses, presumably. I make my way back down, now separate from the group, on my own, and I make my way over to the Maple Leaf's body. I feel shame at having run and hid, especially to see him standing alone against such overwhelming odds. So I take his letter, I take his insignia, and I decide that I'm tired of running, and it's time for me to do something good in the world.
As you take his insignia, his hand goes over and clasps onto the insignia with your hand in it, and he opens his eyes, but you can tell they're he can't see anything, they're just unseeing eyes. He opens and looks at you, and he says, "You can do this. Your past does not need to define you. Your future is what you want it to be. The maple will help." And his hand slowly lets go, and he just relaxes, and he has a peaceful look on his face. So you guys are all feeling this, not only an intense shame emotion, but also kind of a little bit of a hopefulness,
Purpose.
Purpose, yes. Purpose is a good thing. And you kind of start to see throughout the journey that you guys have been on with Clover. There's been certain points where you're like, we survived this. We survived, that. And it's kind of made you kind of think about your journeys in a different way, kind of shed a different light on that. Next up, we got Jean.
Just gonna attack my machine again.
Do it. Swing that halberd.
Crit.
That was a 9.
Oh, does not hit. Does that dice need to go to dice jail?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. What was that? What was that roll?
12.
Yeah, that does not hit either, unfortunately. All right, at the top of the initiative, we have again another thing that spawns, and this time it is
A caterpillar. A nice caterpillar.
a nice little. It's actually a butterfly. It's kind of flaps its wings, and as soon as it leaves the portal, it turns into a cobblefright.
Oh.
Just amalgamation of skeletons from different humble folk that are kind of come together. And it's now all of their turns. The Cobblefright kind of is scanning the area and just kind of passes over Clover. Like it's focusing on the different people that are around. So focusing on Bertram, then focusing on Quill, and then Jean. But it never focuses on Clover. It just kind of passes over Clover. But it's going to focus on, I think, it's going to focus on Jean. Because the aspect of fire and the Sash Snake already have Bertram all
I'm in danger.
all wrapped up. Jean, this Cobblefright kind of comes like wandering up to you. Makes a couple of attacks. Ooh, natural 19. 8 damage against you. He kind of has like very sharp bones at the ends of some of these claws that it just rakes across your arm that you're carrying your halberd with. And the Ash Snake is going to make a couple of attacks against Bertram. 21 and 15.
The 15 misses.
Hey, all right. Nice.
Don't die.
Okay, so because it already had you grappled, this is a constrict thing.
Okay.
So it does 11 bludgeoning damage, and you are now restrained. So attacks against you have advantage.
Okay.
Your attacks have disadvantage. The aspect of fire is going to try and punch you, assuming it doesn't get its thing back. It does. Yes.
Can I try to distract it instead?
Yeah. Well, how does Quill distract it?
I shot it 3 times last time.
Oh, yeah. So it takes a burning, molten rock out of its side and chucks it at you. So make a dexterity save.
25.
25. Nice. So you just take 11 fire damage.
Okay.
As it splashes next to you. And it will still take a swing at Bertram since he is still right there. Does have 2 attacks. With advantage. Got a natural 20.
Oh, no.
On the... It's right here. It's right there.
Yep.
Okay. You are constricted with this next attack. The Ash Snake has now pinned your arms against you. And this aspect of fire takes its molten fist, and you see right at the last second, it hardens into just a magma like solid lava rock chunk, and just slams down into you. And you will take 23 points of fire damage.
Do you have any of it?
No, I don't.
Can I use a reaction to do something for coolness effect?
Yeah, I love coolness stuff.
Can I Misty Step in front of him?
Oh.
No!
In front of
You guys are
that
gonna give me
damage?
nightmares. I'm having PTSD. This is Marineford all over again.
Make an Arcana check.
When did you even get Misty Step?
Have it as a...
As a paladin, yeah.
Oh my goodness, what's happening?
5.
Okay. I'll say this. You Misty Step next to him. And so it won't... he'll still take 12 points of fire damage. But you also will take 12 points of fire damage. So you kind of split that. So you didn't take the full hit, but you did take part of it. So... Is Bertram still up?
So is it 12 damage then
12 damage, 11 bludgeoning from before, which have to 5.
Yeah.
And then
the 12.
And then the 12
from this.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm still down.
You're still down. Okay.
Darn.
But
and now you're
there.
next to him, and you presumably have lay on hands or something.
I'm down. but I'm not close to dying outright from it
Well,
like
yeah,
I
sure.
was before.
Okay.
Like it was within numbers.
Now, you can use a reaction if you want to. Like, as you get hit with that.
Okay. As a reaction, as I die, or as my
As you go
death
unconscious,
reaction,
you're not dead
as
yet.
a reaction, as I fall unconscious, I give one last look at the aspect of fire, and it'll just say, "You're next."
Oh, I love it. Yeah, that 12 points of damage go right to that aspect of fire.
The aspect of fire just hears an echoey honk, 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 honk.
All right. So, Quill.
Okay, so we have an aspect of fire,
We have an aspect of fire,
ashen snake.
Ash Snake,
Anything else out?
the
Cobble
Cobblefright,
Fright.
Oh gosh. And 2 devices still going.
and 2 devices still up.
And I'm meditating.
And I'm down. Meditating. Now, one of those devices is pretty close to being done for.
I can't, even with max, I can't do anything to it though.
I never even had roll damage.
Yeah.
I think I gotta get rid of some of these people. Okay, so I have Hunter's Mark on the aspect, so I'm gonna go after that first.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, it is looking pretty hurt from that, from what it was.
Okay. Does a 13 hit?
Does not.
Does a 19 hit?
19 hits.
Okay, so if a 19 hits, then a 23 hits.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. And you do get sneak attack because Jean is right next to
Okay.
him.
So, well,
Too late.
they did it already.
Keep your dice in the tray, please.
No.
No.
17 damage on the first one.
Okay. Ooh, nice.
14 damage on the second one.
Okay. This aspect of fire it has started to solidify in a lot of areas. Like, there's not a lot of life left in this thing. Your quills are sticking into it.
Great.
And so
You've
got movement.
Yeah, I will move towards the... Jean, you're still at your device?
No,
Misty Step.
He Misty
All
steps.
right, I'll go towards Jean's device then.
Okay.
Yep.
Nice. Yeah, you can make it. It's not a very big area, so you're able to make it all the way to Jean's.
Great.
Okay. You got that free action.
Then I'll make a check against it then.
Do it. What do you want to try and do?
There's a gash in there?
There are a couple of gashes.
I'll just throw my net on it. Try to capture...
And tie it to the Cobble Fright.
Yeah, you know.
Have the Cobble Fright
Fright's
rip it
right
out.
there too.
Yeah. Oh, wonderful. I have a dagger. I'll try to stick that in there.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Make an attack.
24.
Yes. Okay. You jam that dagger into one of these openings, and you kind of wiggle it back and forth, and you start to feel the dagger vibrate. You kind of know what that means from seeing the other stuff, and so you quickly back away, and again the dagger just shatters as the whole device just starts to get lots of cracks and everything, and just kind of explodes. There's only a quarter of the tenders left in this bubble, but it's it's kind of a smaller bubble now, but it's still there from one device.
Okay.
But as that one explodes, you all catch a glimpse of a memory. It's not very strong, but it's like flashes of different. It's more of an emotional pulses. There's one pulse of a success where he was trying to do an experiment and it got a positive result, and then another a elation as they found the cave and found the false wall that was there where they were able to grab the shards, and then disappointment when the shards only you can only bond with one shard. So you get more of these pulses from throughout his life there. So Bertram, let's go for a death save here.
Indeed.
Come on.
That's a 7.
Oh, looked like a 1 from my
angle.
angle.
That's a fail.
Better than a 1. Better than
That
a
is
1.
a 1 fail. All right, Clover.
So I'm pretty much dead to the outside world, right? I don't know what's
Pretty
going
much.
on.
Yeah.
Okay. I just want to keep trying to sneak my way into his head and see if I can, force him back, try to finagle him back to where he came from, or find some useful information in his memory
Yeah.
that can shut us down, that can
Yeah.
help shut him down.
Maybe since you're already in there, go ahead and make an investigation check to see if you can try and do some stuff.
17.
17, nice. Is that added anything to that, or
That's with a +1 intelligence.
Okay, nice. Yeah. So you've been paying more attention now that you're inside of his head, and you're noticing that there are actually two voices kind of going on at the same time. One of them is just chattering, just like talking almost constantly. And it's the one saying like,
oh, we gotta speed this up. We gotta get out of here. It's failing. It's all failing. We gotta...
kind of just on a loop in that. And then the other one is the one that you have typically been hearing, where it's taunting you and like responding to you. And so as you kind of pay attention to both of those voices, you kind of get the feeling like there's something there that you can exploit. Like if you can concentrate on one or the other rather than both of them at the same time.
Do I have any idea which one seems like the original Hasslepaw?
From the memory that was shared, the one that was like babbling is the original Hasslepaw.
I want to focus on that one.
Okay. What do you say anything to it? Do you kind of like, because you can, since you're in there far enough into his mind, you can kind of direct your thoughts towards him.
Sure. I want to direct my thoughts toward him and say, Darius Hasslepaw, is that you in there?
Who's there? Who else is here?
My name is Clover. Do you know who I am?
Clover. Yes, Clover. Oh, I had a partner. He talked about a Clover.
What was his name?
I don't remember.
You can remember.
Well, I'm here. No, I'm here. Okay, no, we're coming back. Yeah, okay. Yeah, the ceremony's happening. It's gonna work out. It's gonna be fine.
Do you remember your partner's name?
Partner. I had a partner. Beckett was my partner. Yes. Yeah,
right.
Beckett. Yeah.
What did you want to do together?
Oh, we had dreams together. We wanted to change the world. We found these shards, and the shards gave off power. We thought we could harness the power. We thought we could use the power, and we did. We used it. We opened the portal. But it was Beckett. Oh, Beckett. He didn't want to do the portal. He started turning against me. That's what it was.
Where did the portal go to?
Oh, it's here. I didn't know where it was at first.
And you're pretty much only seeing him.
Yeah.
But as he starts to talk a little bit more, you start to get a broader view, and it is rivers of lava running different areas, and just spouts of flame shooting up, and there's volcanoes erupting in the background, and just wrecked buildings, most of them made out of stone there. But you just get kind of some of these flashes, and he says,
well, here, and I met him. I met the elemental that helped form the Maple Heart. Yeah, he said he could help us. He said he's been trapped here. But he said I could help him.
Have you seen what things are like?
Have I seen?
On our side.
Your side? What side is that?
Where are you now?
I'm here. I think. Yeah.
Can I want to let him see what the Scorched Grove is like.
Oh.
I don't know if I can let him in, see through my eyes or anything, or...
Yes. Okay.
My ultimate goal here is to let him see what things are like and try to get him to stop.
Yes. Okay. I think we've done... I don't think you have
fine.
anything else, but next time, work towards that. So another psychic attack comes out. And this time, let's do another wisdom save.
4.
16.
16. Nice. Jean, you will take 7 psychic damage as this wave of psychic energy kind of washes over you. And this time, you guys start to see a memory. None of you recognize it. It is...
It's Bertram.
Let Let me narrate Bertram's unconscious memories.
It's of his most recent unconsciousness. We see a flashback to 12 seconds ago.
You guys start seeing a beautiful grove, and you're walking along this wood-chipped pathway. There's this big building that you're walking into, this big workshop. There are vials of different things. There's machines that are just constantly running, made of steam. You see these shards kind of embedded in the walls in different areas with wires running from them. You see right in the middle of the whole area, you see a raccoon. And he is looking at this shard that he has in his hand and just like intensely staring at it. But his eyes, he's got like this crazed look in his eyes. It's not a natural focus that he has. It's like he's like entranced by this thing. And he says,
I can do it. I can do it. Yes.
It's like he's having a conversation, but you're only hearing one half of it.
Like I could, yes, if I... Oh, I didn't think of that. Yeah, we can use this and use the other thing.
And so then he starts grabbing a couple of loose shards that are around and placing them in the center. And he gets this other device and straps it to his back that has a tube coming out of one side. And he flips some switches on the side, and the end of the tube just starts gouting out fire, blazing and heating up these shards. So much so that the building and the floor starts catching on fire. And he says,
We're almost there. We're almost there.
And he reaches over and pulls a lever, and this big weight from the ceiling comes down and smashes the shards. And in that moment, a very familiar portal appears around the side, but there's fire shooting out of it. And you see this hand kind of reaching out and grabbing onto the rest of like the floor of the workshop. And you can see now, instead of the insane focus in Hasslepaw's eyes, you immediately see fear. And it's like,
No! What have I done? What have I done?
And he's like,
I can stop this.
and he takes the blowtorch away and unstraps it. He's like,
How do I...
and he's just like constantly like, it's like he's stuck. He kind of looks around and is like,
Okay, I think I can stop it.
and he just jumps into the portal. You can see another hand coming out, and it stops. And the hands start to shake. And then there's this massive roar that comes from the portal, and an explosion that just wipes out the grove. You kind of get a zoomed out view of this. And it's just, the trees start catching on fire. The buildings, everything, the humble folk that are there are just wiped off the grove. Then it fades kind of to black, and you hear,
I did it. No. We did it? Yes. We did it. But we're not there. Why are we not there, Hasslepaw?
and you hear,
I'm sorry? We can still do that. There's still the connection. There's still the portal. We can still do it. The portal is gone, Hasslepaw. This was our deal. What have you done? And now we're stuck here together.
and you just hear this like hyperventilating voice of Hasslepaw in the background, and then the memory cuts off. And we go to Jean.
I'm going to lay on hands, Bertram.
Bertram, nice.
I promised your father you would not die.
As the aspect of fire is right there, and he's still like in the coils of the ash snake.
So I'm giving him 29.
Whoa!
Thank you.
Nice.
So you have what, one left?
Yep.
Okay.
Nice.
You give him
awesome.
your health?
No.
It's just from a pool of...
Okay.
Yeah. So paladins have a thing where they can, it's called lay on hands, where they have a pool of hit points that they can give to somebody and basically heal them just automatically, which is
Saving
super
one
cool.
in case somebody else goes down.
Exactly.
And then there's the snake and the...
Snake and the aspect of fire. Yep, they're both there.
I want to compel duel one of them. I think probably the snake, it just has more...
Yeah,
hasn't been hit yet. Or
Snake hasn't been hit. Yep.
so I'm going to compel duel that.
Nice.
And make a wisdom saving throw.
Okay. It's not the wisest guy, but he rolled a natural 19. So is that your go?
Yes.
Okay. Back at the top of the initiative, you start to see the portal glow again. And Clover, you start to recognize when this is starting to glow, and you're like, oh, something's happening. And you start seeing this, another swarm of ember bats are starting to be formed that you can kind of see through Hasselpaw's eyes. And so if you'd like to do anything...
Can I try to influence them to go attack the fire, or to go harass the Cobblefright?
Ooh, to kind of like... Because they're...
Is he like giving them a direction?
Yes.
Okay. I'd like to try to influence the direction to see if I can get them to go harass the Cobblefright.
Okay. Go ahead and make a persuasion check. 22. Nice. Yep. As you are focusing your mind, you start to see these swarm of ember bats, and you just send a thought, a very direct thought, but a thought out. The ember bats go out of you see them exit the portal, and you guys see just a swarm of regular bats come out of this portal, and they go right to the Cobblefright and just start attacking it, and like ripping off bones and things like that. So those things are entwined together. So Bertram, you're up. You're in the snake. I'll say it doesn't exactly know that you're awake right now. It sees Jean right there, so it's gonna make a couple of attacks against Jean. So it will do the bite. 8 piercing damage. The aspect of fire is also there, and it's going to see if his molten rock comes back. It does.
No!
And so he's going to go ahead and throw it at Quill again.
Ha!
So Quill,
Yes!
dex
Bring it
save.
on! That is 5.
5?
Oh, no, sorry. That is an 8.
An 8.
Yeah.
Perfect. That's a fail.
Oh,
So, yeah. 13 points of fire damage as you just get clocked by this molten rock that is on fire. Quill, you are up.
So there's one device left.
There's one device left, which is... No,
It's the one you left.
It's the one you left.
Oh, it's mine.
Cool. How poetic.
Yeah. Darn you. How bad is the ash snake or the aspect of fire looking?
The aspect of fire is looking pretty hurt. The ash snake is looking semi-hurt.
Okay, I'm going to run back towards mine.
Okay.
Does the Cobblefright try to hit me?
No.
Okay.
It is being distracted by the swarm of bats.
Cool. I will run and then try to take a shot at the aspect of fire.
Yes. Okay, go for it.
15.
15 hits. That is its AC.
Sneak attack.
Yep. Jean is still up, and Bertram's up.
Crit.
You keep saying that after I roll.
He means crit the dice.
Yeah, it's exploding dice, right?
Next adventure.
18 damage.
18, yes. How do you take out this aspect of fire?
With a quill. I will, as I'm running, trying to be cool.
Yeah.
Can't think of anything. Tired. I'm gonna run, and I'm just gonna. Well, it's just one shot. I'm just gonna try to aim it in the head.
Nice.
Shoot in the head.
There's a little bit of fire that's still left, like in the head, and your quill goes straight there, and the whole aspect just kind of solidifies then and topples backward, hits the dome, and just kind of lays there in a molten area.
Okay. Then, as a bonus action, Can I move my Hunter's Mark to the device?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Instead of the creature?
Yeah.
Okay. That way I think I can hit it because my check's not doing so hot.
Yeah.
So, since that's my bonus action, I still have one attack.
Yeah.
Can I try to shoot the device?
Absolutely.
Okay. Come on. 16.
Yeah. 16 hits.
Well, 9 damage.
Oh. So close. So close.
2 to 4 plus 3. Yep.
That sucks.
Yep. Literally one away.
Yep. So your quill just kind of deflects off of this machine and just kind of flies off.
Yep.
Unfortunately.
So
close. Bertram, you're coiled up with a stick. It is slacked a little bit because it thought that you were gone. So
is it more just back to being grappled instead of restrained
back
now,
to being
in other
grappled.
words?
Yep.
Sweet. If that's the case, then I am going to recklessly... Wait, I'm actually not raging at the moment.
That's right. Your rage
because
is done.
my rage dropped while I went unconscious.
Yeah.
So do you level of exhaustion too?
I was trying to look that up because
I think so.
Okay.
You get a level of exhaustion.
So I'm going to rage and going to go into a frenzy once more.
Yeah, go for it.
And I am going to recklessly attack the snake.
Oh, yes. Okay, go for it, yeah.
So that is
That's
attack
with
rolls with
advantage.
advantage now. That is an 18 on the first swing.
Yep, that hits.
19 on the second swing.
Both hit.
12 points of damage.
Nice. Oh,
There you go.
It's getting close. Getting
Second.
close.
And the second swing, 10 points of damage.
Yes, you take out this ash snake. What does it look like as you're kind of grappled in the coils of this snake?
So the first hit is going to be take my warhammer. I'm going to swing it, bashing on the head.
Nice, yeah.
And then the second one, I'm going to... can I just pry myself out of its grasp and then just being looking at it, just being joke's on you. And just go for the uppercut.
Yes.
With the warhammer.
You mess with the honk, you get the bonk.
Indeed.
Nice, yeah. So you take out this ash snake.
And as I do, I let it out a blood-curdling honk.
That was a short blood curdle.
Very blood.
Is that better?
Oh,
Yeah.
yes. Clover.
Okay, so while I'm sitting there, not doing anything, is it possible for my shard power to activate as a bonus action and just whoever the first person that looks at me
Yeah.
could? Okay,
Yeah.
so I'll just activate that, and if anybody looks at me, they can have a hit die.
Yeah.
I saw Darius's memory,
Mm-hmm.
and so I went to tell him, Darius, this isn't the world you wanted. This isn't the world my father wanted, but you saved us. This may have come about as a result of your actions and my father's actions and the actions of others as well, but you understood an important truth. It's not your past that defines you. It's your future and what you make of it. And I'm afraid I have to ask too much of you once again. We must stop this thing that is pure evil from coming into our world and burning it to the ground.
I just don't want to be here anymore. We had such big dreams of what we could do, what we could make. And this being said he could help me. But I just don't want to die.
I know.
And I don't see a way that I can get out of here without dying.
I know.
But, okay, I think if we close the portal, I think it'll work. Because I think you're right. Being gets out. He's not gonna stop. I know that much. Okay.
I'm gonna grab him and pull him in for a hug and say, no more running. We're gonna make the world a better place.
He just kind of collapses into your hug. Through kind of your psychic link to him, he's able to, you feel him kind of being able to see out and be able to see, through your memories, what the Scorched Grove is, what the world is, what monsters have been released onto the world. And he says,
That's not a world I can go back to. But if I can save it, I will. Gonna need your help, though. That last device needs to be shut down before I can do anything.
What can I do?
and he, through
Tell your friend to actually hit it.
through your psychic connection, he kind of basically lays out the blueprints to it and tells you where the kill switch close to the bottom. There's a crystal there, but you have to yank it out and toss it into the portal all at the same time. Otherwise, both crystal and the bubble and the device they'll just massive explosion. Like you have very little time to be able to yank it out and toss it in.
Okay. I'm going to kind of pull myself out of the hut. I guess we probably already stopped hugging.
Yeah.
But I'll give him a final handshake and say, thank you. I'll make sure your dreams live on. And then I'll snap back to my body.
Okay.
I'm going to yell down to Quill. I'm going to jump to... Well, I'll start the process of jumping.
Yeah.
But as I stand up and get ready, Quill, there's a...
You can see Quill is visibly angry at this device, going, "Why won't you break?"
I'll yell down to Quill. Quill, look on the bottom, close to the base, up at a 45-degree angle towards the front. Grab the shard, get it into the portal immediately.
Okay.
Nice. And then you're in the process of jumping.
Yeah, then I'll
over
jump
there.
down there as fast as I can.
Nice. As soon as you say that, the voice speaks in all your minds again. He's like,
No. Hasslepaw, you have betrayed me. I will not burn alone. Hasslepaw, you will burn by yourself.
and you start to see this hand reaching out of the portal, and it collapses down onto the ground. But there's not a psychic attack that happens. Jean.
I would like to Misty Step to the unbroken machine.
Yeah.
And then do I hear his instructions?
Yeah.
I'm going to reach in there and try and yank it out.
Yeah. You reach in and grab that crystal, and immediately when you come out, like, it starts to crack because that's not the way it was, designed and everything. And so you pull back and make a dexterity check to chuck it into the or you can make a what would it be, a ranged attack?
Thrown attacks use
thrown
strength.
attack, yeah. So you can make a strength.
Or can use strength, yeah.
Yeah.
Thrown attacks can use strength.
I think they mostly use.
I think
I think it
strength.
probably depends on the weapon.
Yeah.
It's a 9.
Yeah, it's not like a very hard thing, and you weren't necessarily trying to hit it, but yeah, you're able to throw it out, but it's not quite as fast as you would have hoped, and so as it kind of is going into the portal, it explodes. And so since you were the closest and Clover's jumping over, I need you to make a dexterity save. Clover, you make a dexterity save too.
So 1. It's not a nat 1.
I
Okay.
did roll a nat 1.
Oh no!
I mean, for a total of like 6.
Oh,
but-
that's still a
yeah.
nat 1. Oh,
What did you roll?
2.
a 2. Oh, so this explosion goes off, and
I'm gonna use my last. Can I use my last legendary resistance?
I have full health.
Yes.
I am like full health.
I'll be fine.
It's gonna have to.
No, I know, but
This is gonna have to deal 50 damage to kill me.
Tim, am I allowed to use my legendary resistance for another person?
yes, yeah.
Okay. Quill cannot let Jean die, so he will do everything in his power,
Yeah.
regardless of what Kyle wants, to do that.
Okay.
Yeah. So Quill would be like, Jean, no.
So that's a success for Quill then, or for Jean then. Clover still fails.
Blown out of the sky.
It's a puff of tail.
Right into Samira's arms.
Clover, you take 29 points of damage, force damage.
Great.
And Jean, you'll take half of that, so 14. And Clover, you are just flying through the air. It kind of put off your trajectory, but because of your acrobatic, like, circus training, you're able to kind of adjust your twists and able to, like, catch onto some branches. And you look to your left, and Samira's just kind of standing there. She's like, "That was impressive."
Thanks, I work out.
And you both look back, and the portal is starting to close. And wave by wave, the hand that was there is like grabbing dirt and slowly like pulling chunks of dirt down into the portal.
Bertram would like to just go ahead and just start like smashing the fingers to just be like no.
Yes. Yeah, he just started. He's like, ow, 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 ow. And it just starts closing down, closing more. And as the portal, there's just a little bit of it left. You all hear,
This is not the end.
and then silence. And that connection that you did feel is broken. You all start to feel your connection with the Great Maple is returning. The pendant that you had, the insignia of the Great Maple, is starting to cool off, be more comfortable.
So I went down from that attack, by the way.
Jean's down. Let's have Jean make a death save. And then...
You with half damage?
Yeah. I had 3 health left.
Oh my gosh. Y'all are killing me.
I got it, don't worry.
I believe it's we're the ones that are getting killed.
18.
18. Okay, so that's a success. You all see Jean down.
Like, after trying to, like, picking a fight at the hand, just making it lose its grasp, I, like, kind of come to my senses, look around and see, like, Jean, like, no, he is the one who helped me, like, or I must repay my debt.
Yeah.
And I'll cast Healing Word on him.
Nice.
What is the word?
The word is no.
No. I thought you were going to say the bird is the word.
The bird. I mean, it is now, but but
Nice.
no. So that is you have 3 hit points. So it's not much, but you're back up.
I like it.
That's what I
Back
had
up.
before.
Yay!
So you guys are all kind of gathered around there on the ground now.
Yeah.
Samira and I are kind of up in a tree. I'll just turn to her and say, "So Samira."
Kissing.
I'll turn to Samira and say, "So, you ever thought about joining the Order of the Maple? Seems like a real great group of people."
So we're going to fast forward a little bit here. A couple of months down the road, you guys have returned to your Marshview monastery. The old caretakers that were there are no longer there. And so...
Did they die?
And that's just the way that they just go out into other areas of the Maplewood because this is now your chapter. On your way back, you do see some little pockets of area where they're like skeleton bones or where you can tell like, okay, an ash snake has been through here. But once you get back, your sapling has some buds on it. Some new growth is starting to appear there. It is pretty much spring now. What does the future look like for your character now that you have completed your training and have, I guess, the option now to become chapter heads?
So Bertram is going to go back to one of the first things he does going back to the order is he goes back to his room and finds his chest that was basically his father's chest.
Yeah.
Like, it is like he's never opened it since his father passed. He kind of was afraid to do it. He felt like he needed to get resolve, or he needed to finish what his father started, or needed to avenge his father, or learn this lesson from his father. This time it felt like it was more of he thought it was going to get revenge, but then over the journey, as he kind of realized that no, revenge is not what my father wanted. But knowing to trust the others that you have around you and to trust in the community, hence why he wanted to see that John finished off Frostbrook. So feeling that sense of more like resolve with him now, and just like knowing that he's seen that through to his head, he's going to open up the chest, and like there's his father's vestments as the head of the gaggle. Yeah. And he's like, yes, this is what my calling is.
Nice.
And he's going to don his father's vestments and just look at himself in the mirror and just kind of give himself a nod.
They fit perfectly. Quill
coming back, he's resisted being an official apprentice, being the next in line for a few years now, and I think Quill, having gone on this adventure, enjoyed it. He knew he would. This is what he was trained for, and I think realizing that by taking over as a caretaker, he doesn't necessarily need to go on the missions. Right. He can continue what he was training. I think he realized that in reality he wasn't really. He could have easily continued his path and then come back and just been the trainer, the leader of the Shade, and having now completed the training unofficially, officially, is now able to do what he actually wanted to do and was still able to move forward. And so Quill coming back and talking to Starlight,
Quill, you're home.
And realizing that, he can still be the family man, but then still protect the village, still protect the order, and grow up the next generation. Yeah. He's accepted his place and is ultimately glad that he was able to bring Jean back.
Did his perception of what a Shade can do change during his adventure?
His role before was just, he was always sent on missions to efficiently protect or, make sure nothing happened. And I think this was a sense of there's different ways to protect, and sometimes it's not just an immediate, like, here's how you do it. It's now he's able to actually protect more by impacting more people.
Awesome. Jean.
I think Jean's gonna go home, obviously, with his newly unscarred face.
Yeah.
And I think his wife's gonna know what that means. Mm-hmm. She'll just have the knowing, like, nod, like. And then most of his kids haven't seen his face ever, so
yeah,
I'm sure they're confused at first.
Probably at first, but then when you speak,
they see the armor, they know it's him.
There's probably a whole new round of dog pile wrestling that starts to take place as they finally realize, this is
John's. There's a different air to him after defeating Frostrock.
Yeah, is he like more relaxed?
He's more relaxed, less prone to violence, I would say.
Okay.
He's more forgiving.
Yeah.
And he just wants to teach his kids to be the Moose Knights or whatever they want to be, like whatever their future, and then any the kids in the village too, just not putting pressure on them to be great.
Kind of doing the reverse of what his dad did is supporting. Nice. Kind of becomes the village dad.
Yeah.
Nice. I like it. Clover.
So for Clover, though it was very unorthodox, he did complete the mission that the Maple Leaf was given, and so I think he was probably allowed to join the Order, and has a lot of learning to do.
Yes.
So he's been studying a lot in Marshview. Fortunately, Samir is a lot smarter than he is and has been helping him with his homework. He's invited his mother and stepfather to come live in Marshview. He hasn't spent any time with them in a very long time.
Yeah, because he kind of ran away to the circus.
Yep, he ran away from them to the circus, and so he's trying to reconnect with them now. But he's taken to the public speaking and preaching well in the Order, but he still has a lot of learning to do.
Yeah.
He's enjoying his time with Samira and hoping that maybe they'll be able to have their own family someday, looking at everybody else's families.
Yeah.
But he's happy with the family that he's found here at the Order of the Maple.
Yeah.
And so I think for the first time in a long time, Clover's future is looking bright.
Nice. Love it. Well, everyone, thanks for joining us on this Maplewood adventure. Once again, I'm your GM, Tim, and going around the table, we've got
Nathan playing Bertram Honksleaf.
Seth playing Clover.
The other Seth playing Quill Greybell.
Kyle playing Jean Autant.
Well, thanks for joining us on this adventure. Now go have some adventures of your own.